You must remain until the very end to see every shocking detail. So stop what you're doing. You won't believe the live TV incident that caused viewers to flee in a panic. The news anchor's face went white on camera as she suddenly sagged forward in the middle of a sentence during a routine morning show. The airwaves were filled with her co-anchor's startled scream as she passed from covering the day's news to unconsciousness. At home, viewers hit the mute button and turned, their heads away in shock, unsure of whether to call for help or keep watching. The camera moved to a wide shot, showing a medic coming out of off-screen and producers running in, while the studio lights stayed harsh and unblinking. What started out as a routine news article turned into a scene that will always be remembered. Earlier that morning, the anchor, known for her calm manner and cheerful style, had handled the weather update and traffic report with ease. She smiled at her conqueror's joke about speed limits in school zones, laughed about the possibility of afternoon showers, and then went on to a report about a local charity fundraiser. Her posture was straight, her voice pleasant and assured. As she began reading the next headline, her eyes darted, her words faltered, and she gripped the desk as if to steady herself. Her knuckles were visible to onlookers. Then, in a terrifying moment, her head sagged forward onto the desk with a thud that must have sounded louder on TV than it did in the studio. The co-anchor waited a moment before calling her name and beginning to reach across the desk. Behind the scene's producers quickly signaled the camera to pan away by raising their arms. The director's voice crackled over the studio intercom. Cut to, wide shot. Cut to, wide shot. However, millions of homes were glued to that close-up for a few agonizing seconds. Some viewers texted pals in a panic. Others grabbed their phones and searched the internet for information, desperate to learn more about what was happening. Social media accounts were inundated with comments like, "Oh my God, I can't watch, and is she okay?" When the network suddenly cut to a commercial break, everyone was on edge. Nothing could fully prepare the studio crew for the tragedy of seeing a coworker collapse on live television, even though they had received emergency training behind the scenes. A medical professional rushed in, checked her pulse, and gently turned the anchor onto her back. The co-anchor, looking concerned, gestured for a weather graphic to be shown in the control room so the medic could get to work. Employees in the control room held their breath, watching for any movement while their eyes were glued to monitors. The news ticker at the bottom continued to scroll, updating the time and temperature, oblivious to the drama unfolding above. After what felt like an eternity, but was really just around 30 seconds, the anchor's eyelids flicked open. She looked around in confusion, blinked, and attempted to lift her head. The medic assisted her in sitting up after she drank some water and spoke something that could not be heard. When the co-anchor offered her a tissue, she wiped her brow, obviously shaken. When he saw she was conscious, the director signaled her to return to the desk. The co-anchor said, "We're going to take a short break to make sure our colleague is all right," in a trembling voice. "We'll be right back." Before the network quickly switched to a taped piece about cooking skills, everyone had an opportunity to collect themselves. If you liked this story as much as I did, and would like to see more behind-the-scenes accounts of live TV drama and the human moments we all go through, make sure to subscribe right now to get your next fix of drama from real life. All you have to do is click